Hey there everybody, welcome back to another video on Hard Hat Also, my second channel for random park builds and random videos, whatever I feel like making, that's going to go here. And today we're making an update for my Valleybrook Crossing park build. A custom scenery park where I'm just going to make whatever I feel like. I'm going to use as many cheats as I want, and there's no scenario goal. We're just going to try and make something cool, and that's what this video is going to be. So if you watch the first one, I made this kind of entrance plaza with a little water feature and the train crossing and my entrance building, and we'll go ahead and check back in here in a minute as we start building our first ride. But for now, enjoy me doing a little decorating. Once I went ahead and finished decorating the other side of this little plaza, I decided it was time to actually build a ride. You know, after about an hour and a half of playing, excuse me, I hadn't built a ride yet. So that's what this this part of the video is going to be. So I went ahead and built the rest of the mini railroad here. Not a whole lot to mention. I just wanted it to look as natural as possible. I usually try and conform it to the land around it, or I might even sometimes conform the land to the ride itself, just to make it look a little bit more natural. And you'll see in a minute. I was messing with the land and forgot to turn off the disable clearance check, so there's a bunch of trees that'll be floating later, or they'll be floating inside the land, which is, you know, obviously that's not something you'd see normally, so I'll definitely be fixing that later. Don't worry, I noticed it. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and check back in here once we finish building this and we move on to our second ride. And yeah, so again, enjoy me moving some trees around and building a railroad. Alright, so we've got our land edited, we've got our railroad built, and now it's time to move into the meat of this video. And, if you're watching this, you'll see this is a 26-minute video, and we are 8 minutes in, so this last section of the video is going to be the most, I think the coolest part. So this was I didn't realize, but this ended up being a train-centric video for sure. I went ahead and built a mine train coaster. That's what it's called. And I wanted to make this very heavily themed. So I normally don't do that. I normally just throw in a bunch of trees and keep it moving. Even if I try to make it look kind of real, it usually doesn't. It's not like I don't have a lot of, like features, and I don't have the kind of decorative buildings that exist in real parks. So I also tried to focus on making sure that this thing went underground a little bit, because sometimes I straight up just forget that, like, oh yeah, it's a mine train coaster, and it's designed to go underground. So I made sure to do that here. I think it goes underground twice, and when it doesn't go underground, I tried to just make sure that it would, at the very least, I tried to put it inside of some sort of building to kind of simulate it going underground. So actually I learned in one of my last videos, someone in the comments brought up that that the stats get decreased when you go underground too much. So I had one section where it goes underground right after the first drop. I was gonna put in block sections, but I decided against it. I just wanted more throughput. I don't know why, but I probably should look into learning how block sections work, but I don't know. The stats look pretty good, so I think this layout looks pretty good. I'm not upset with it. Typically, where like halfway through there would be a block section, but in this case, I think it would slow it down a little too much to be able to get away with the drops that I have in the second half. And I don't know. I like the rhythm of it now, so sorry. It's not going to be 100% realistic, whatever. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be heavily themed, so I wanted to make sure it looked like kind of a mine area where they're mining for ore, in this case, likely gold. And, I didn't have a lot of thoughts around it other than that. I think having open RCT2 and having some custom scenery in this thing is going to make it look a lot better than a lot of my normal stuff. Like, as much as I do, try to make videos about, like, hey, you don't have to have the custom scenery, you don't have to have fancy objects. If you have access to it and you know how to use it, like the custom scenery objects and cheats and all the open RCT2 hacks and all that stuff, you can really make some stuff that you just cannot make otherwise. And that's what this is about. I wanted to just, go crazy. I wanted to use all the tools that I have in my toolbox. So, in a minute, you're going to see where I add a few custom rocks formations and some non-custom building types, walls and roofs and stuff. But yeah, in a minute you'll see that. And for now, I'm going to check back in here in a little bit, and then I will kind of check back in for the outro, which you'll see. But for now, enjoy this part of the video where I decorate a roller coaster. Okay, so I'll go ahead and check back in here where I've got my custom rock formations, and I was really focused on just making these look like piles of rocks, like, you know, and it honestly, I wasn't even focused on it looking that natural. Like at a normal theme park, they'll have these sort of decorations that they kind of look a little fake. I think I mentioned it in the last video, kind of with, you know, some of it's a little artificial, and that almost adds to the realism a little bit, where it's like, okay, well, this is like, it's something you would see in a real theme park. It's not something you might see at a real mine. Not that I've ever seen one, but, you know, I thought this would be an interesting take on it. You know, just having kind of piles, and then realistically, you know, if you find gold somewhere, you know, if I'm not a miner, I'm not a prospector, but I feel like if they find gold somewhere, they're gonna cordon that area off, and so that's and make sure that other people can't get to it. That's their spot now. So I built a bunch of buildings around it, which you'll see in a minute. And yeah, I'll check back in at the end of this video for the mostly finished results. For the maybe not a station platform building yet, but we'll get that in the next video. And yeah, let's go ahead and move it along. Alright, so we have reached the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I'm just kind of putting some finishing touches on this one. But yeah, make sure to subscribe if you liked it. There's going to be more updates for this park. I may do some other types of videos on this channel, and who knows what we'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to do all the fun, comment, like, whatever. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and hope you enjoyed it. Bye.